Peace, my G.
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Supreme peace. Yourself?
Man, everything's well, man. Can't complain about nothing.
I know that's right, man. Working good, living life, inhaling this good prana, and spreading out some good knowledge as always.
I can dig it, man. So, we're going to chop it up a little bit, man. We did, an earlier talk before Black Panther came out.
Yes, very good movie. Very thrilled.
All right, so now after all the dust is settled, we got a chance to digest it.
Yeah.
The hype is down. Talk about, what we think about the movie.
I think overall, the movie was pretty good. And they had a real good storyline. They depicted it well. Just the cultural effect as far as, seeing all the colors and the garb and everything. It was very good. The respectability, having the council. I mean, it was real well put together, I should say.
I agree, man. I think I'm glad for the most part it was somewhat what I expected. Mm-hmm. There were some things that was a little different, but overall, man, I mean, I can't even lie. It's probably one of the best movies I've seen put together, just from pure entertainment value.
Right, yeah, true indeed. Yeah, true indeed.
I definitely would say it's up there.
Oh yeah, they did well. I mean, the fight scenes, was good. It wasn't just too long, drawn out. I mean, they gave you enough of Black Panther to make sure that you wanted more of him. And I think that's what was the big thing. Eric Killmonger, he did his thing. Yeah. And it really kind of made the hero really have to step up. You can say. Kind of even outside himself to become a better version of himself. Yeah. And I think that's what they showed real well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from what you saw, what was some discrepancies you saw between the comic and what ended up playing out in the movie?
Well, of course, there's a couple of them. Black Panther ultimately didn't have his father growing up. He lost his father. His mother also, he lost his mother by just, on the way being born in. You know what I'm saying? So that ultimately kind of changes the way the character would actually think, feel, do. Yeah. In this one here, he grew up with his father. He didn't see his father pass down to an old man. So it's like, you get a different type of respect of teachings here and love at the end of the day. But it was different because, I'm used to seeing his uncle step up and taking the Black Panther mantle versus, being a priest or the brother in this case, dying out, and it's like, in the comic you got to see how they kept the system alive, the traditional system, how the Black Panther mantle succeeded from one to the other. Ultimately that's where T'Challa got the Black Panther from anyway.
That was key too, man. I wish they would have put that in there, because I like that, people are not used to seeing that type of leadership transition.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where, you went to battle with your uncle, but it wasn't like, I want to take this from you. You know what I mean? It was like, who's more fit to lead right now? Yeah,
it was an open cultural battle thing. That was the thing too. It was like it was open for everyone, whoever felt as though they can, take the mantle who deserved it. So, that was real good how they showed that, and keeping him around afterwards. He's still an advisor. He's still in the picture. You know what I'm saying? He's still somewhere in the culture. That mindset, all that leadership. You're not just thrown away to the wayside where you're just, you're still well informed in the community. And I think that's something we can definitely bring back to our side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, one big thing that we've seen played out on social media is this whole T'Challa versus Killmonger thing. Yeah. Where you at? You team T'Challa, team Killmonger?
I'm team T'Challa all the way. Killmonger did his thing, don't get me wrong, but like I said, it was a way where it made the character, or the hero in this case, kind of question himself and had to kind of step back up from where he was at, because ultimately his perception of how he was looking at things was just a little obscure, and the truth in him being able to take the truth, I think was real big here. The emotional hit him hard. He lost the fight, true indeed, but how he came back ultimately was the big design.
I think, I'm definitely, with T'Challa on this one, but I get why a lot of people would, be on Killmonger.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have a culture. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Sure indeed.
You don't have a culture, so you don't have the same appreciation for it, and you also don't understand how to live within a cultural, framework.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't know what it's like to, have elders that you gotta get to vouch before you can even speak on the behalf of the community, let alone lead or anything like that.
True.
So that's a whole different perspective. And, I have experience with that, and people who have experience in that type of, framework.
Right.
They can understand why T'Challa moved how he moved, because it's a huge difference between being like a leader that have a whole country of people that's accountable for you, or a whole community of people that's accountable for you, than just being a warrior. You know what I mean? When you're a warrior, you could just be like solo gunslinger. I'm out guns blazing. Who won it?
Yeah, and that's what he was ultimately all about. Like you said, he learned from his enemies and everything else. So, his culture was really based on a lot of hate, and him being the best weapon he could be just so he can come back to be the Black Panther. Yeah. Real sad story, though, because, like you said, he's been killing his own kind the whole time just so he can kill him. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, and he really had a lot of people amped up, especially his last dying line and all. But that's not the type of mindset I think as a people we need to have at anywhere actually in it. Anytime when you're starting to not only disrespect the culture but to face the elders also, you know what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, you're going too far then, and that's where he kind of lost me at by crossing those lines.
Well, and even with that line that he said, I'd rather be buried in the ocean with my ancestors. Death was better than slavery. Listen, in African culture, traditional African culture, or any indigenous culture, reincarnation is a real thing. We pay reverence to the ancestors. We call on to the ancestors to give us guidance. Like they're an actual part of life, not like this nebulous thing that's just out there that you got pictures of. You just, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's science to it,
If you had that understanding, you know that you can never really die anyway.
Exactly.
So why would you go jump in the ocean? Well, people did it, and I don't want to disrespect any cultures that did that, but in general, none of us would be here if everybody did it.
Ultimately, we'd be none of us over here.
None of us would be over here. So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna go kamikaze style out and just end the culture right there? You can't have any heirs. You can't have the opportunity to come back into the forefront and to restore the balance on Earth after this. Because everything happens for a reason. So I think that was a little bit overrated. I think people would sound cool, but when you really think about it, like, nah, if people really been on it like that, none of us.
There's knowing the Black Panther, number one, he's not a person to kill. You know what I'm saying? He's going to defeat you any kind of way necessary, but killing you is not his ultimate goal. It's hopefully bringing you around. And they are a high civilized culture when it really comes to the knowledge and technology. Killmonger wouldn't have been locked up forever, but at the end of the day, I think it was the mindset of knowing that still he was under his enemy, and that's what he still ultimately looked at the culture as, and not looking at it as being his culture, even though he wanted it so bad.
All right, one more thing. The way how they put it with his father. That was real. T'Chaka was in a tough position right there too, because he conspired with the CIA to invade an independent black nation to steal a precious mineral. That was a tough position. If it was me, I would have took Killmonger. I would have grabbed him up. But I also could see how somebody may be like, nah, let's leave him, because his brother violated the whole culture, put everybody in danger.
True indeed.
You know what I mean? But I think he should have took him. But that was. Don't sleep on that.
That was a major thing, and especially to have it at the forefront of the movie starting out. It automatically set the tone for the movie, because ultimately when T'Challa found out what his father did, you can see how it devastates him and it breaks him. You know what I'm saying? So like that first piece of the movie was very key. I think they did it again just to bring that more of that emotional content and feel to it, because when he was able to see his father, especially the second time, and how he just gave him the third degree. You know what I'm saying? And he knew he had a right or wrong that a great king done, you know what I'm saying, which he couldn't believe. So I think at the end of the day, it was kind of giving us a way to know that there may have been great ones before us, but understand that, you know, we still have great power within ourselves, and we still have a great mission to do. You know, a lot of times we might not be following the ones that came before us, you know what I'm saying, but it is picking up where they left off at.
Yeah.
Sure indeed.
All right, so, you know, let's you know, just look at it, because this is one of the largest, one of the greatest performing movies
over a billion
in history.
Yeah.
Definitely as far as movies with a majority black cast, black people behind the camera as well. What do you think the impact of this movie, you know, would be on the black community, and what it should be? Or what you think, just in view, what did you take from it, and what do you think others should take?
There's a lot of different ways to go with it, but I mean, I think you want to break it down with one focal point. Unity. Unity. Wakanda was made up of 5 different tribes. You know, that's a fist right there, you know. And being able to have that diversity, but yet having that unity was what actually gave them strength, you know. And because of that, you know, the rest of the earth didn't even know about them, you know. And to have that type of commitment and agreement amongst each other, man, you can do anything. And we seen that they were pretty much doing anything under the radar. So I think we need to come with a sense of unity first, and come under a same goal of mindset. You know, and that's what can ultimately start a new Black Panther race.
Well, you know, for me, one thing, the big thing is that I wouldn't want people to get too caught up into the movie.
True indeed.
And not look at it as something that they should instill in their own lives.
Exactly.
Don't just enjoy the movie. Don't just be happy to see black faces on camera. You know, on the big screen and stuff like that. I think that that's cool. But ultimately, we have to look and see how we can take, you know, how we can compile, you know, our creativities, our resources, our, you know, the best things about ourselves, and build a real Wakanda, you know, in our actual lives.
I think it would happen.
You know, so I think ultimately people should see that, and, you know, maybe get a little inspiration from it. But I wouldn't, you know, put myself into the movie as far as just, you know, getting just happy to see a black movie.
Nah, I mean, we seen this come and go in so many different ways. You know, yeah, we finally got an awesome movie that had. I mean, but where does it go from here? We should keep pushing it forward, as this entails. You know, and again, the journey just started. You know, it don't stop there. So, if anything, you know, for people who really want to be a part of something, you know, look us up. We are here, LOJ Fit Club. Look us up on Push It Forward. Give us some ideas, you know, and that's what it all starts from, some good ideas, and hopefully, you know, we can start a new movement on something. Together, we can do a lot.
And last point, the major, one major thing with this, well, 2 things, right? Number one, the vibranium was a major part of Wakanda, but it was the tradition, the spiritual tradition, the culture that built Wakanda. They wanted to know how to tap into the vibranium and leverage it the way that they leveraged it without that understanding. That's one thing. And then on the other hand, this movie grossed about $1 billion worldwide. They say 35% of that was for us, black people. So you do the math on that. You know what I mean? We're looking at about 300
million plus. Right?
Everybody, I know I bought 2 tickets, one for me, one for my lady, and stuff like that. Everybody, you know, probably spent somewhere between $20 to $40. $20 to $40 investment. Very small investment, pulled together $350 million. That's more than it took to actually produce the movie in the first place.
Come on now.
So, you know, there's evidence right there. So, you know, what matters to you?
We speak volumes.
Indeed.
Yes, and they were definitely betting on that. But, you know, going back to the cultural aspect, everything starts with culture first.
Indeed.
The culture gave them the knowledge in order for them to even understand their land and what they had on their land, and understand themselves and what they can do with it. So, you know, when you go back to the culture, you always going to go back to those ancestors again, you know, the ones that came before you. And again, the knowledge is not lost. You know, it's something for us to take and push it forward with.
Indeed. All right, man. Well, look, go like and subscribe on YouTube at Push It Forward Media. Visit pushitforward.com. That's PUSHITFWD.com. Follow us on Instagram at push it forward and, you know, engage. You know, send us your comments and everything, and you know, let us know what you want to see. And you know, we here, we at LOJ Fit Club. You know,
taking care of you, mind, body, and spirit, you know, all the way. You know, we got some real good veganism for you if you need that. We also got the vegan meal prep. Come check out these menus. Hey, if you need any kind of personal training, any health coaching, don't hesitate to call. We're here to help.
Indeed. All right. Boom. We out.
Peace, my G. Y'all have a good one.
All right.